Then I got the full video. And because I am a sleuth reporter, the best in Seattle, in case you didn't know, and also Washington State. Put me at the top of that list too. I mean, I'm creating the list myself, but put me at the top. No, put me number 2. No, keep me at the top.
Well, who would be ahead of you?
No one.
Jake
But
Chapman?
I needed to. I needed to be, humble. I want to be humble, but then I realized that's not my brand. I'm not humble at all. I'm the best. So I took a dive into it. Turns out it wasn't a Jeffrey Toobin incident.
Who is? Am I supposed to know who that is?
Jeffrey Toobin.
I mean, based on context, I can assume. But...
Don't Google it. But Jeffrey Toobin is the former CNN political analyst. He's the former columnist over at The New Yorker.
What happened?
Well, he was in a meeting for The New Yorker. And this was in the middle of COVID or towards the tail end of year 1 of COVID. And everyone was doing meetings on Zoom and Skype and Microsoft Teams and what have you. He was in a hotel. He wasn't very interested in the content of said meeting. He did not realize that his web camera was turned on while he was engaged in, let's just call it self-love. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Well, now you can't get sued.
So I don't think he's with CNN anymore. I think he left, but he definitely was let go from The New Yorker over this. So I got the full video and I learned what exactly happened. It turns out that Ted Weinberg, he is currently in the Cayman Islands. And he is there apparently rescuing cats with his sister, which is probably a segment in and of itself. It was in the mid-'80s when he was there during this meeting. His laptop camera, you have 2 on most laptops. One in the front that's external, like on the back of the laptop, and one that's on the screen in front of you so you can take 2 shots. I don't know why there's one on the exterior of the laptop. What do you use that for? I don't know. It's not like you take pictures with it, unless it maybe was an iPad or something. But he couldn't get it to work. And what was seen on the camera was the one camera from the external of this laptop or tablet, whatever it is. She was walking by. She was in shorts because it's hot. Now, if you pause it, you can see the outline of the shorts.
At the very beginning.
And kind of at the very tail end of it, but very, very
But it's
brief.
hard to, the first time you showed it to me, I assumed
what
everybody else assumed.
You have to pause in order to see the shorts, but it's clearly there. So I would understand why someone might think that something was on camera that wasn't, or at least someone who was without pants was walking by. It's clearly not him. It's very clearly not him. And even,
how do you know?
Well, for one thing, 2 seconds later, the camera shows him fully clothed sitting in front of it. So it clearly wasn't him. And it's clearly a pair of women's legs. What's a woman? Let's not get into it. It's very clearly a pair of women's legs.
Yes.
So I started to feel bad. It's hysterical, this story. But I also felt bad for this guy because I imagine if 2 emails got to me about this claiming falsely, and again, I'm assuming it was with, good intentions. I don't think people spread a lie. I think they spread what they thought they saw. I felt bad because people are thinking potentially on Mercer Island that he exposed himself. And I felt the need to cover this story.